Hi, everyone. Welcome to Daily Revelations. We are in Lamentations 5 this week, and this is the third day of our study. And we're using precepts methods to pull out God's truth and see what He has to speak individually to each of us. So, of course, what I'm sharing with you is going to be very different than what God shares with you because our lives are different, but it doesn't mean that we don't share with one another what is going on. And that's why I do these videos live. If you happen to be joining me and you've done the lesson and you want to share something, or later on, if you do the lesson and you want to share something, make a comment. That would be great. Share with others what you got out of this lesson. So on day 3, we do cross references, and that's what's in the planner. And so take a verse, whatever verse just pops out to you, and go look in that cross-reference section. Where does that take you? How does that truth expand as you are reading? How is God just stirring your heart? Does He cause you to do another cross-reference off of that? And where does it take you? What truths do you can pull out? How can you relate it to your life? And the verse that popped out for me today was Lamentations 5:21. And it says, Restore us to you, O Lord, that we may be restored. And I followed it to Psalm. Psalm 80 is actually very interesting. It has 3 spots in Psalm 80 where it repeats the exact same sentence. This is what it says. O God, restore us and cause your face to shine upon us, and we may be saved. And then from there, I followed that to Jeremiah 31:18c. It says, "Bring me back that I may be restored." And then in Psalm 4:6b, it says, "Lift up the light of your countenance upon us, O Lord." And then finally, it took me to Numbers 6, and I want to read this to you because this is something that. Hi, Daria. Sorry, I was so busy looking at my notes. Nice to have you join me live. And so Numbers 6, we probably have heard these verses, but maybe not related it to being restored. But this is what God tells Moses to tell Aaron and his sons, who are the priests, to speak over the people, and as they're consecrating the tabernacle. And he said, "Thus you shall bless the sons of Israel and say to them, the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance on you and give you peace. So they shall invoke my name and I will bless them." God's blessings in all of these, when I summarized it down, they have to do with this. God's blessings are about favor. They're about grace. They're about light and truth and peace. But they're not something that we can bring into our own lives. What we can do is say, I'm not in a good place. I don't have favor. I don't have blessings. I don't have light. I don't have peace. And a lot of times it's that peace that lets us know that something's wrong. And I've been dealing with some really bad pain in my neck and tried everything on my own to get that pain to go away. And went to the chiropractor this morning, had my neck cracked really well, and the pain was gone for a little while, but guess what? It's back. So I'll be going back again tomorrow. But it reminded me as I was going through that process, yeah, that is so true, isn't it? That we can get so caught up in so many other things that it's just finally when that peace goes, that's when we realize things are a mess. And so I just realized, you know what? We do the same thing with God. It's that ache, those pains that go, wake up. This is something that you need to put yourself in front of God and allow him to fix. And that fixing takes time. It takes a lot of readjustment. It takes you coming back to him, and he can restore it. You can't. I can maybe work out a few muscles, with my stretching and on some massage balls. But the arthritis that's underneath that I know I deal with on a consistent basis needs to be fixed by someone who can fix it. And God is the same way. He knows what's underneath. He knows what's cropping up, and he can restore us if we are willing to receive it and put ourselves in the place where we, yes, amen. Put ourselves in a place where we can get it. Because if I just avoid going to the chiropractor, guess what? That pain is not going to get better. It's just going to get worse. And the same is with God. We try to avoid, we try to fix, we try to package up, just bind up whatever we think is going to be temporarily work, instead of just saying, okay, God, you got all of this. Restore it. Restore it to the way it's supposed to be. Return my peace. Return favor, grace. That is what blessing is all about. And that is what we have to allow God to give us, instead of trying to work for it ourselves. And so I hope that just shed some light on that. And whatever you pulled out of that, I hope that this study is just continuing to press in on you. On Lamentations is a tough book, but there's so much truth in it, and so much when we struggle, which a lot of people are struggling right now. We're in uncertain times, and it's a really good book to dig into, because we can relate, and yet God shows that the suffering isn't where it ends. Amen. And so thank you for joining me on Daily Revelations today, and we'll continue on with Lamentations 5 tomorrow. But until then, have a good study, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody. Bye, Daria.